second cup. Brought to you by the Nickel Plate. Sit, sip, savor, and shop.
Hi there. Good morning. It is 8 o'clock on the start of a Tuesday, Election Day.
Oh my goodness, a busy day.
A very special day here in, well, frankly, the country, in the United States. I was going to say, well, in New York.
Big day in the country.
Right, yeah. I mean, hello. This is like a massive, massive election. Kamala Harris calling this the most consequential election. And I guess if you look at it from either side, it really does have consequences in one shape or another.
So, and already, like, we had Taylor out at the polls this morning, and at 6 o'clock, there was a line to get in the doors, right? And like, not like that's unusual for presidential election, but I just feel like the turnout that we've seen has been so significant lately.
I got to be honest with you. I don't remember an election where I saw long lines like that outside a polling place so early in the morning.
There'd be a handful.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
A handful. But there were a significant number of people.
I mean, you consider what is happening here in our country, right? You've got two candidates running against each other. Obviously, Jill Stein is running too, but, you know, as a minor party candidate. When you consider the fact that Donald Trump, who is a former president who lost the last election, is now running again for a second term after a Democrat won the election and is no longer running, and now there's a brand new candidate running. Right. I mean, there are two...
And the first woman, well, not the first woman, but, you know, who could be the first woman president, should she win. You know, there's a lot going on here.
There are two major historical markers here in this election, regardless of who will win this election.
It's really interesting. And then, you know, voters also this morning and over the course of the past few months, of course, like citing some of the things that were most important to them. The economy, we hear that all the time. Reproductive rights, we hear that too. Immigration, we hear that. Trying to think, you know, these are the things, these are the hot topics.
Well, you know, I was really interested in, we were talking about this at 5:15 when we do our live stream during the 5 o'clock hour. They're really, at that point, I mean, and obviously fewer people are watching then than they are now, but at that point, there was really no talk about immigration being a hot button issue.
That was kind of interesting to us. You know what was the hot button issue? I felt like at that point, yes, the economy, but women's rights.
I agree, 100%.
And you know what? Maybe we have a lot of women who join us at 5:15 because they're up and getting their day going or whatever. It just happens to be the people who are watching at that point. But that's what we heard the most this morning.
Howard says, I want this whole thing with the election to be over and soon. Tired of feeling edgy. I wonder, how long do you think this is actually going to go on for? With all of these absentee ballots coming in, the mail-in ballots that are being counted starting today, I don't think that we're going to have an idea of who will win this election by tomorrow.
I don't know. It was so interesting because we were just talking about, okay, like we see, I said this is going to be a week.
Okay.
It's going to be a week. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be an interesting one. And then on top of that, we were talking, Ed and I just before this, about the Vegas odds and what the Vegas odds are showing. And it's just interesting that, like, we're looking to all these different things. Like, yes, we're looking at polling numbers, looking at all stuff, but it's just kind of interesting to see all of these different things as we head into this huge day.
Well, we should point out that we're going to be tracking the results coming in live.
Yes.
So at 9 o'clock, polls in New York close. At 8 o'clock, they close in Pennsylvania. And obviously, we know Pennsylvania is going to be a huge swing state. Regardless of where it goes, it's going to vote in somebody's favor.
Pennsylvania has historically had a huge impact on the election.
So we will track that live for you, and we'll bring you updates as we get them.
It's interesting not only to see like the statewide updates from across the country, of course, but also how Western New York votes. And we have the software, the data that we can take a look at that as that comes in. You know, of course, polls have to close later tonight at 9 o'clock in New York State. But as those numbers come in, we can track all of that for you.
What's so fascinating about elections, right? Like the popular vote doesn't necessarily matter.
No.
It's the Electoral College, and it's winning those 270 votes that will get going here. And when you saw where people are voting blue, it's all the city centers.
Sure.
It's across the 90. Long Island is red. Everywhere outside, Buffalo, Rochester.
Pennsylvania was interesting too when you broke that down into counties, because it was Erie County in Pennsylvania, like of the counties that border us, right? It was Erie County in Pennsylvania, it was blue, and then right across.
Right, McKean, Potter, Warren counties. It's all going to be a very interesting day. Sarah says, don't forget to flip your ballot and check out those prop positions that
No,
are.
mine was not on the back. Mine was at the bottom.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, good to know.
Mhm.
Okay. Because now that we have a number of people here with us, I feel like we can get on with the show and most important stuff that people actually care about.
Oh, not elections. Not the future of our country.
Well, I mean, it's just one aspect of the day. Okay, let's talk.
Okay.
You got anything to share?
What do you want to talk about?
Okay, I want to talk about you.
Uh-huh.
And I want to talk about being an uncle.
Oh, well, if you didn't join us for the end of the show and you're just joining us now, I shared a very special Halloween costume that I came up with this year. One of my best, I think. That's a view from the top down. We do have a front side view, but I'm not sure that made it in for Second Cup here. Yeah, we're having a baby.
Yay!
Hey, we're so excited. There is a picture. I'm sure they'll get it in here of me and Paul. Paul's actually part of this too. Not just me. We're so excited. I was crying this morning. Like I was trying so hard not to cry as we were talking about it. I just kept getting teared up like 3 times in like 45 seconds.
Howard says, and you're showing and no one noticed? Howard, we just try and keep secrets here.
There we go. There's our little costume.
Yay!
I've been
Look at that
wearing a lot of blazers, guys. A lot of blazers.
You were just beaming. I mean,
I was excited.
glowing.
It's exciting. That was the first time we were actually out, like sharing, really like with people who I didn't know. We were at a Halloween party / wedding. It was cute. Real super cute this weekend. And that was the first time that we actually kind of really shared the news. I told people at work relatively recently. You guys were on to me a little earlier.
You mean Aaron and me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I knew the first day that it happened.
That what happened? Because I was not feeling well this summer, and these two knew it. Menkowski, I feel like he knew even before you, but
Really?
he's had 3 kids. So
Yeah.
he took one look at me the one day and was like, saw how green I was trying to eat something. I ate like nothing for months, and he was like, he said something to me and I was like, he knows. He said, he
Yeah.
goes, why don't you try Triscuits? I've heard they can help. And I'm like, it was during a commercial. And I was like, and then we came back on air and I didn't even have time to address it. I was like,
let's show off your baby bump. Show everyone.
you want me to stand?
Yeah. Look at how cute she is, everyone.
Well, see, we've been wearing a lot of black. My mom is probably like, my mom's here this morning too, by the way. Super excited.
Grandma.
Grandma. Well, so that's the front view, and then the side view it's a little like that when it's hard to see here, but
It's fun and flowy for a reason.
Don't worry, you'll be seeing more of it now that I can actually wear different clothes and have told people because, oh my goodness gracious, it has been a challenge to find outfits. And this one the whole time is like, I don't want to wear black anymore. And I'm like, tough Toddy. You're wearing black. You're wearing black. You're wearing navy. You're wearing the only color. I can't wear anything else.
Honestly, you're wearing my favorite colors. So,
Nothing fits.
Oh.
So, yeah.
are you excited?
Oh my God,
What are you
I'm
feeling?
so excited and I'm so nervous. You guys know me. I'm so nervous. My dad told me yesterday, honey, you gotta calm
Yeah.
down.
Okay, well, maybe for the moms out there or the grandmas out there, maybe, how do we calm this anxiety? What is it that we need to kind of discuss to make Katie feel a little bit better?
I think that just like it doesn't matter. Like I'm just always going to be this way. Like everybody who knows me knows that. Like there was no chance that I wasn't going to go into this like this. But I'm trying to take a couple steps back and just chill a little.
Good.
I'm excited, but I just it's when you've just never done something before and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to screw this up.
You'll be fine.
Well, my brother told me the other day. Did I tell you what he told me the other day? When I came back and I've like been looking at this register, I'm trying to go over all the stuff I have to go over. I'm making plans. I'm this and this and this, and I'm like, just walked in and he lives below us. So I'm spouting off to him because I just like Paul was working and I like 1,000 miles a minute, and he just like listens to me and then just goes, cavemen had babies and they did it. And I was like,
He's very good at perspective. He's so funny.
I was like, oh, all right.
Elizabeth says, first one always makes you nervous, but it always works out. It'll get better once you see the baby.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you.
Um,
Very exciting.
Celebratory shots all around. I love this.
Yeah, do one for me.
I need to relax, enjoy every single day. Life will never be the same in the best possible way.
See, that's what makes me nervous, how life will never be the same. But then I hear in the best possible, everybody's like, it's the best thing ever.
You know, I think that you're going to be a really phenomenal mom because you see, exactly, Kristen. Here's why. Because you are smart, and you know exactly what's right, you know what's wrong,
Well,
and you're able to kind of navigate life with a different perspective than I think a lot of other people.
well, you know what? And I don't know. We'll see. Thank you. I'm excited.
But you're also a helicopter, so I'm kind of concerned for the baby.
Yeah, me too.
I'm kind of concerned, like, what happens when he gets a little, or she gets a little older.
As long as they do what I say, then we'll be fine. That's how kids work, right? They do exactly what you tell them to do.
Does that make me the work daddy?
That's funny.
Okay, well, actually, so it's funny. So I said, we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. What did you tell me, how sometimes, like, the baby hears your voice or something like that?
Oh my gosh, yeah, because they can start to hear it like a certain amount of time. And I said, yeah, they hear your voice and they hear the sounds. So they recognize their mom's voice. They recognize it.
Well, and so I said to Katie, I'm like, well, so do you think the baby's going to think I'm the dad?
Paul thought that was so funny. He was like cracking up, and he was like, he is going to, like, oh, he or she, we don't know. But he's like, the baby is going to hear Ed's voice all the time.
Isn't that so funny?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I
So maybe the baby will be comforted by your voice.
hope so.
So then when
knows
I'm
I'm
home with the
not.
baby, I'll turn you guys on in the morning. I'll be watching, and the baby will be nice and calm. No tears. It's going to be fine.
Everything will be great.
Everything's going to be fine.
Jeff Baker. God help that baby listening to Ed. No, Jeff.
Yeah.
So funny. Naomi wondering when's the due date.
We're thinking late January.
Gosh. Yeah. Are you ready for it?
I've got a lot of things I have to do in the meantime. I've got a to-do list. I keep adding to this list. There's this list on our counter. It just keeps growing every time I walk in.
What are some of those things on your to-do list? Like, what are the priorities at this point?
Oh, we've just got some house projects that we definitely need to get done. I have to figure out, like, all the stuff that you need for the baby and all that,
What do you actually need? This is my question. I have no freaking idea.
Yeah.
I would be the worst dad in the entire
Just
world.
wait, because there's so many things. And you ask my mom. We were going over like the registry stuff the other day, trying to figure all this stuff out. And there's just a lot of things.
Well, this is so great. And
lot
I'm
of stuff
so
to know.
happy for you and Paul. Is Paul excited?
Oh yeah, he's so excited.
Good.
Yeah. So we don't know if it's going to be a boy or girl. That's going to be a surprise to us too. He's dying to know. Every time we go for a scan, he's like this, trying to see. And I'm like, you don't know what you're looking at. He's like, I don't know what I'm looking at, because you go and then you don't know what it is. Like they'll be like, that's an arm, and you're like, oh, and like, here's a leg, and you're like, oh, okay.
An arm and a leg. That's what it's going to cost you.
Yeah, that's something that I'm nervous about.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. You know what, though? It always works out, and you got a great support system behind you.
Yes.
Your mom and your dad.
Yes.
Your brother David, he'll be so excited, and I'm sure you're going to have a lot of the Geegan
Uncle
guests
Ed,
here.
I'm going to be like, Ed, hey, can I drop the baby off?
Oh my God, yes.
Hey, Ed, can you come over and hang out with the baby? Bandit. Hey, Bandit, can you babysit? Everybody keeps asking too. I don't know. Like, they're like, does Bandit know? And I'm like, I don't think so. People say dogs are very intuitive, but
Yeah, Bandit's a little.
he's got a one-track mind. He wants some food. I don't know. I just haven't really noticed that yet. Like, it's like he'll look at me, but he doesn't know.
So Sarah says, make sure Paul has a diaper party. She says it was the best thing ever.
Yes, that's what a lot of people have said. Then, like, they get diapers for like a full year or something like that, which is awesome.
Bridget says, love that you're keeping the gender a surprise. Really helps keep the light at the end of the tunnel.
Bridget, one of my besties, Did you hear before? She was like,
Yeah.
I'm just here for the baby news.
I
We were talking
know.
about the election.
That's why I'm like, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Because really, I mean, like, this is something that everyone is so excited about. And clearly, I mean, there's just so much.
I mean, I was literally like tearing up at the end of the show. We
Yeah.
were just so excited. And it's been so hard to like keep it so. It's been fun, like good to keep it a secret and keep it quiet and just, whatever, like get used to the idea. But then I was just so excited to tell everybody. I think my mom was excited to tell everybody too, because she went to tell
No.
all her friends and stuff. And yeah, everybody's just been so nice.
Well,
So
this is your mom's first grandchild.
I know.
This is so cool.
She's pretty jazzed. She's here today. I saw her chime in before and say good morning. So we were laughing too, because we're like, should we do this announcement on election day? And I said, it can be the one thing that brings us all together.
There you
Like
go.
a cute little baby. Oh
Anita says, this is so much better than election chatter.
Yeah.
Jeff Baker wants live coverage in the delivery room.
Oh my God, no thanks.
Woof.
And does it?
No. Hard pass. Diane says nothing like being a grandparent. So there you go. Diane, what's your best advice for grandparents?
Yeah, any advice that you guys have, drop it right in the comments. I'll take it all into consideration.
Your mom says nothing is the same as 40 years ago.
So we're looking up like the baby registry stuff. And she's like, what? She'll be, when you were little, I had, and she'll like describe an item. And I will said item today, which is completely different. Like the biggest thing I could tell you what the difference of was like, she was coming up with this like baby bath thing that she had. You put it in the bathtub, it had suction cups. It was like a little circle and you stuck the baby in it. This is what she had when I was a baby. She's like, it was great. Okay, Mom, here's what it is now. Like it's this little seat. It's got a little this, it's got a little that. She's like, no, that's not what I had. And I'm like, no, I know it's not what you had.
This is the 2024 equivalent.
This is, all these years ago, this is what it's come to now.
I cannot imagine putting a baby in something with a suction cup on the side of the shower.
No, it does go in the shower. No, it was like in the bottom of the tub, so they like didn't wiggle around.
Like, dear Lord, that sounds unsafe.
Boop, you're fine. Yeah. No, it was like it went in the tub, but it was like a circle. And just over the years, they've like, I mean, A, improved safety, but B, like things have gotten, and everything like, I'm sure there's more marketing now than there was back then. Like it's become a big business too. So like you see all of these different things and you just don't, there's so many things.
Like the baby monitors. Yeah. Remember how those Fisher-Price baby monitors?
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah.
So we asked Diane advice for grandparents: enjoy every minute and spoil the hell out of them, but keep them in line also.
Yes. Joyce says, never let the baby or the toddler sleep with you.
Hello.
Oh, Naomi, get tips from Autumn. Absolutely.
That's a great idea.
Yes. Patty says, you get such a different perspective being a grandparent. I really enjoy my 4 grandbabies so much. Marguerite, exactly. See, this is stuff that's changed over the years. You used to put them to sleep on their stomach, and now you put them to sleep on their backs.
Do you have to take like a certain class for this?
There are classes that you can take. We have a book.
Okay.
It's called The Simplest Baby Book.
Thank God.
No kidding. Like safe sleep is like a big thing these days. So I've read a lot about that. But yeah, it said, and then how, like, basically you just have to know how to put them together. And everything is like breathable. Like there's just and I know you could worry yourself to pieces. So I'm trying not to be that person.
Sure.
It's hard.
Okay. You know what? A deep breath goes a long way sometimes. Deep cleansing.
Kathy, see, I just need to follow Kathy's advice. Babies aren't that difficult.
There you go. They eat, sleep, and go to the bathroom.
I worry about everything. So I'm really going to try to not, but.
Elizabeth says, what to expect series is great.
Okay.
Lauren says, there are many things you need, but so many things you don't need. What don't you need?
Jeff Baker says, don't let Ed watch a baby. He'll stick it to the wall.
Oh my God. You know what? Honestly, okay, I don't want to babysit the baby when it's a baby.
Well, too bad. I've got plans. So.
But I do want to hold the baby, and I want to feed the baby, and I want to love the baby, and I can't wait to do that.
You are welcome to do all of those things.
I will gladly give the baby back.
You are also welcome to do that because I think I'm going to want it back. Yeah, my mom was saying, the car seats are so different. They've got these great like systems now where you can put them in the one thing and they click into all the different other things. So that's really helpful. Took me forever to figure out which one of those I was going. There's 1,000 brands. It's like anything. Mm-hmm. It is like anything. You know what I mean? There's so many things to consider. So
yeah, I don't want to clean the baby either.
Well, I'm sorry, Ed. That comes with the territory. You're gonna babysit. Yeah, Julie says becoming a worry ward is a permanent part of being a parent. Get used to it.
Elizabeth says, my brother won't babysit babies until they're toilet trained. My man, right there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then Marguerite, I don't know where I'm to go with that.
Connie says, somebody said, eat, sleep, poop, repeat.
Exactly.
Thank you, Kathy. Yes.
Diane, Ed, easier holding the baby than chasing them around. Yeah, that's true.
Everybody says your life really changes when they start moving. Because like when they're little, you can just set them down.
Yeah.
And they just stay there, But then when they start moving, you can't leave.
You're chasing them.
Yeah.
Paula.
They always go for like the most dangerous item.
Oh, of course. Rosalie's eating dirt out of the planter.
I went to babysit. I was babysitting probably a few months ago, my friend's baby, and she was maybe 1-ish. And the second you put her down outside of like her little, playpen area, directly for the plugs.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And then it was funny because I said no to her and I was like, oh, no. And then like a lot of people, I know this is whatever, people, but a lot of people don't say no. You know, they like do the whole like, that's a bad choice, like things like that. So I'm like, I wonder if she knows now. Well, it turns out her parents say no because she was like, pulled her hand back and I was like, okay, she knows that word.
Bridget says when they start moving, you'll never go to the bathroom alone again.
That's all right. Bandit's next to me as it is
Thank
now.
you, exactly.
Like, my dog is like that. He's like, what are we doing?
You know, this is what I kind of found. I think that we talk to babies the way we talk to dogs. Oh my gosh. Look at that face. Oh, look at those cheeks.
Paul and I were walking
He's got
last
a
night
belly.
and I said, I was nervous. I'm, nervous about whatever. And he's like, yeah, he's like, but you know what? He goes, on the most basic level, he's like, let's take it back. He's like, you never had a dog before. For example, he's like, Bandit. He's like, you never had a dog before. He's like, remember how worried you were about Bandit? He's like, and now you're the best with Bandit. He's like, you know everything what to do, you know, this and this and this. And I was like, I totally get that. I also get that kids are totally different than pets. But then I also said, but do you remember how, like, what a freak I was in the beginning about everything? And he was like, yeah, I do. And I was like, right. And that was a dog.
You know what? It comes naturally. Julie says, trust your instincts.
Yes, we'll figure this out. I promise.
It is what it is.
I won't promise I won't make mistakes because I think everybody does. But
someone says that they joined late. I just want to go back up. Oh, Lauren says you don't need diaper genies. Okay.
You know what? I didn't do. I actually read online, and I thought this was a great idea about people using dog poop bags to tie up the diapers because they have like that small, and they sell baby like diaper bags too that are like the very same thing. But I'm like, man, you can buy those. Wow, look at that traffic that's backing up there.
Oh yeah, on the bridge.
On the bridge. Looks bad on the Grand Island Bridge.
We could bring that up.
Yeah. But anyway, so I said, that's a good idea. You get a diaper, you wrap it up in the bag and just put it in a regular garbage can. I'm like, that's smart. Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. I can't tell you how many diapers have been changed in our house because there have been few, but they always wind up in the garbage. And I'm like, oh God, is that what people do? They just put them in the garbage?
What did you want to do with
them? I
them?
don't know.
Yeah, like the disposable diapers. Some people use cloth diapers.
Well, yeah. What are you going to do?
Probably the disposables, I think. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Which bridge is that? The southbound? It's hard to tell. Don't tell people about the dog poop bags. Why? I thought that was a great idea, Paul. Hi, Paul. I thought that was a great idea because they mask the smell.
I know.
Smart.
It is smart.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I'll be flying solo, to be honest with you. I think I'll be flying free. And to those who ground me, take a message back from me.
Good luck, everybody. He's going to be on his own for a little while. Elizabeth says, use a diaper pad on furniture. Okay. Point taken. Point absolutely taken. Lauren says, trust your instincts. Julie says, get some cloth diapers in case of emergency. Jeff said they all heard the news. Now traffic's backing up. Can you tell which way that's going? No, it's a zoomed in view.
What exit is that? And honestly, this is all because of this one lane, it looks like.
Yeah.
Somebody pulled over. 18.
That's the worst on the Grand Island Bridge, too, when you're like, oh, no, now I got to get around it.
Well, it looks like traffic is moving. People are just trying to do that zipper merge in a little bit.
No, I'd be merging in way further back.
Really?
I know you're technically not supposed to do that, but I always feel guilty when I go up next to everybody and then try to like sneak in. You don't feel guilty?
Never. I will be the first person to apologize when something is wrong. I'll also be the first person to flip the bird too.
Well, anyways, everybody, thank you for all the kind words.
Elizabeth wondering, any update on that poor highway worker from yesterday? No, we don't have any update. Police have not released any information about the worker, the driver, but we are going to be following that, obviously, to try and develop some new information.
Yeah.
So baby will be ready to take Katie's spot when she retires, Bob says.
Oh, my goodness.
Are we thinking about retirement already? I am. I'm ready. It's just, I'm very excited.
I can't even get to like that phase of my life now, like thinking about retirement or what like the baby will do someday. It's too far ahead in my mind.
Well,
thank you everybody for all the niceness.
It'll be so exciting to have some new life.
Yeah.
A new little friend.
A new little buddy for you.
Yeah, I love that for us.
It'll be exciting, and I'm also looking forward to not wearing maroon all the time. I know you love
I
maroon,
love
but
maroon.
I'm ready to bring out some more colors. But now you're just going to see
Are you
why.
going maternity shopping?
You know what? My friends have been so great. So many people lent me clothes, so
Perfect.
I have a fair amount of clothes, but there are many that should I have worn them before this day, everybody would have been like, "Well, we know what's going on over there." So now you'll know, and it'll be fine.
Yay!
Exciting! Thank you, everyone.
Have a great day.
Bye.